found out the values of stresses at various layers. Okay. So
Yes,
now
sir.
in continuation with that, the assembly is subjected to internal fluid pressure of 200 megapascal, correct? So for this
Yes,
200
sir.
megapascal, we need to find out the maximum tangential stress at inner cylinder and tangential stress at R is equal to 150, which is the junction. Okay, at junction, that is at R is equal to what is the value of stress, tangential stress. We need to find out these two. Then we get a resultant of resultant stresses because of the internal fluid pressure as well as because of the shrink fit stresses. Is that okay? These are all stresses due to shrink fitting over there, and we need to now find out the value of stress that the cylinder is subjected to because of internal fluid pressure of 200 megapascal. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So for that, you need to use the very beginning we took equations, that is maximum tangential stress at inner fiber given by Pi dO square plus di square by dO square minus di square. That is, you please look at in old data handbook it is equation 7.18, but in new data handbook it may be slightly different.
Sir, can you repeat the equation, sir?
Yeah,
Sir, can you repeat the equation, sir?
repeat the.
Equation.
Yeah,
What
that
was it?
is pi dO square plus di square divided by dO square minus di square. That is maximum tangential stress at inner fiber. In the very beginning, it is like using Lame's equation.
Yes, yes, sir. Got it.
Got it, no?
Yes,
So
sir.
we
Yes.
can use the earlier equation also. Tangential stress in the cylinder wall at radius r is equal to, but there what will happen is the pressure at outside will become zero.
Okay, sir. PO
So
is
you
zero.
can, yeah, you can use that equation, only bigger equation, pi di square minus po dO square by dO square minus di square plus di dO square square pi minus po 4r square dO square minus di square. Use that equation, put po is equal to 0, and you will get stresses at both the places. Okay.
Okay.
ಹಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಅಂತ, ಏನೋ ಲೀವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನ. ಬಸ್ಸುಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು 8 ಬಸ್ಸುಗಳು ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, 8:55. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವನು ಕೇಳೋಣ, ಹನುಮಂತರಾಜನ್ ಸೀದಾ ಹನುಮಂತರಾಜನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ 5 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ. ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸು, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸು, ಐಸೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ 4 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಒಂದಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಕೆಚ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹಳೇದ್ ಕಲಿಸಿದಾನೆ ನಾವು. Are you getting the answer, Nilesh?
Yes, sir.
How much you got?
Sir, 333.33.
Yeah, that's correct.
For the
Exactly.
inner surface.
Yeah, that's what I got. That is, yeah, these are the values I got. That is, sigma T max is 333.3 megapascal. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then at R is equal to 150. That is at junction. You have to find out again what is the stress. Yeah, you are getting 185.2, no, Nilesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 185.18.
Resultant stress at inner surface of inner cylinder will be equal to minus 100.62 is what we got earlier. That plus 333. So effective stress, resultant stress at inner surface of inner cylinder because of the fluid pressure as well as the stress due to fitting, shrink fit is 232.7 megapascal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the resultant stress at inner cylinder, okay, that is 64.28 and 185.19. So you will get effectively 120.9 mark.
Yes, sir.
Inner surface of, okay. So then resultant stress, another one is inner surface of outer cylinder is 108 plus 2 plus 185. Or inner surface of inner cylinder. Inner surface of inner cylinder. This is one. Okay, this is inner surface of inner cylinder. Okay. Okay, na? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll take up the next problem. This was also 10 marks. Slightly different problem. We need to find torque capacity. Then we need to find out axial force. Okay. So please take down this problem. A solid shaft of 125 diameter, 125 mm diameter, it's a solid shaft, is to be pressed into a steel flange which has an outside diameter of 150 mm and length is equal to 100 mm. So outside diameter of steel flange is 150 mm, solid shaft is 125 mm. So definitely the 125 mm is going to be the inner diameter of steel flange and length is 100 mm given in the problem. Young's modulus is 210 GPa, Poisson's ratio is 0.3. Determine the pressure between hub and the shaft. That is, we need to find junction pressure. And here one more I need to add, that is the stress, the maximum stress. Okay, maximum stress does not exceed 160 megapascal. We need to find out pressure between hub and the shaft, force required to press the parts together by taking coefficient of friction of 0.1 for press fit and the torque capacity. Okay, so this is what we need to do. So what are the data that's given? Data given is we have got common diameter DC. Okay, DC is how much? DC will be
125.
125. Okay, so DC is equal to 125 mm. Then we have got DI as 125 mm. Okay, that is DI is 125. The outer is 150 mm. Okay, and L is equal to 100 mm. And we have got Young's modulus, and then sigma T at inner surface of outer cylinder. That is sigma T IO is given as 160 megapascal. Correct? Okay, so that is 160 megapascal. Okay, so from this we need to find out junction pressure PC okay, we need to find out junction pressure PC, and then we need to find out axial force required. Have you taken axial force equation, Nilesh?
No, sir.
Axial force is, I think yesterday I said pi dl F into PC.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, that is given by pi dl into F in. So that will give us axial force, that multiplied by common diameter by 2, DC by 2 will give us torque, and then from torque we can decide, we can find out the power that is it is as power that is consumed. Fa is equal to pi dl into coefficient of friction small f into PC. This is the equation for axial force, where F is coefficient of friction, PC is the junction pressure. Then we need to find out torque is equal to FA into PC by 2. So this will give us the torque, and then using 9550 capital N by small n, but small n is not rotating at 1200 RPM. Is it given? No. Anyway, we'll solve up to torque capacity. That's what he has asked. So up to torque capacity, we are going to take. Is that okay? So we have got solid steel shaft of 125 mm diameter. Okay, so there is a solid steel shaft. Solid steel shaft and surrounded by a flange. Okay, so this is the junction pressure we need to find out. Okay, so this is 150 mm is the outer diameter, and then inner diameter is going to, the diameter of the shaft and inner diameter of flange is going to be 125 mm, and it is subjected to, we need to find, it is shrink fit, so we need to find out junction pressure PC by taking equation for sigma tangential stress at inner surface of outer cylinder. Okay, that is essentially given by PC of dO square plus DC square by dO square minus DC square plus Poisson's ratio. Okay, so get me the value of PC. This is the hub, and this is the shaft. This is the hub, this is the shaft. So we need to find out junction pressure using sigma T at inner surface of outer cylinder equation. On the left hand side, what we get is 160 megapascal, and find out junction pressure. What is the junction pressure here?
So 27.37.
27.38. Yeah, exactly. So junction pressure, what we get is 27.38. Okay, so that's correct. Next, axial force required to shrink fit, pi d And D here we need to take is the inner diameter of the shaft. Okay. That is 125 mm is what we need to take. Length is given, coefficient of friction is given. PC, just we found it out that it is 27.38 Newton per mm square. Substitute, we are going to get the axial force. Axial force to be equal to
So 107481.73.
488, correct? 488.4,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So from there, find out torque capacity. Torque capacity will be 671.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
That is Newton millimeter.
Millimeter.
That is the torque capacity of press fit. Okay. Others who are there, I think Neerab may be there. Okay. Neerab, Tirumana Shetty Rohan. Okay. Ranveer Singh, Roshan. So please note down. Please note down the problem. Okay. Others, please note down the problem and note down the answer. So you need to use equation for tangential stress at inner surface of outer cylinder. Use that equation, calculate junction pressure, use equation pi dl F into PC for axial force required for press fit. So that's going to be 107,488. So use this equation, substitute the values, and coefficient of friction is given as 0.1. Okay, so small f is 0.1. So that you put it in data, and PC we have just found out, and then torque is equal to axial force into dc by 2 will give us torque capacity. Okay, did you take down? Okay. Okay, and just to recall, so what we started was with the cylinders. Okay, so cylinders are subjected to internal fluid pressure. So in the beginning of the chapter, so we started with the cylinders, and then the thick cylinders are subjected to the internal fluid pressure. Okay, and then we used a Lame's equation to solve the problem for a cylinder subjected to internal fluid pressure using various equations. Correct? So after that, we plotted radial and radial stress distribution and tangential stress distribution as well. And then we went on to compound cylinders. So why compound cylinders are used is because to withstand the very high internal fluid pressure. So going by the equation of thickness, any thickness will not be sufficient to withstand the load of internal fluid pressure. So therefore, cylinders, designers can go in for compounding of cylinders. That is, one cylinder will be press fitted into another cylinder. So because of this press fit that is going to happen, so there is going to be junction pressure. So because of junction pressure, there is going to be stresses that are developed at four different locations. So therefore, for press and shrink fits, we solve problems to find out the stresses. Okay. And there is one more thing that we need to know in this is the interference equations. Okay. Please go to interference equations. Interference equations. Nilesh, go to maybe equation 7.32. Go there. Delta D outer and delta D inner. You have got these two equations to find out interference delta. That is, delta is equal to delta outer plus delta inner. That is delta D outer plus delta D inner. Nilesh, are you going there?
Yes, I'm still searching.
Look for delta interference equations, delta DO plus delta DI. You have two equations of the form PO DO by Young's modulus into DO square plus DI square divided by DO square minus DI square minus Poisson's ratio.
Yes, sir, got it.
You got it, no? So there are
Yes,
two
sir.
equations. One is delta DO, another is delta DI. Delta DI is given by PI DI by Young's modulus into DO square plus DI square by DO square minus DI square plus coefficient of the Poisson's ratio. Okay? You got that equation, no?
Yes, sir, yes.
Those two equations. So please note down. So the interference is equal to, suppose if they ask you to find out interference in the shrink fit, so then we need to find out delta. So note down those two equations, and delta is equal to delta D outer plus delta D inner. Delta D inner. Please note down this equation. Okay. Did you take Nilesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in some problems, they may ask you to find out the interference. Okay. So with the interference, so that they'll give it as determine the interference required, interference between the flanges, right? So in such case, we need to use equations for delta outer and the equation for delta inner. Then the total interference is going to be sum of these two. So that will give you the value of delta. Is that okay? Please make a note. Please make a note that the interference delta, okay, will give you the difference in diameters that you should have before shrink fit. Okay, that is inner diameter of outer cylinder will be lesser by delta compared to the outer diameter of inner cylinder. Okay, please note that. Please note that interference is the difference in diameters. Interference delta is the difference in diameters. Others, please note down. Please note down also. Others, if you are there, please note down. Interference delta is the difference between diameters of outer diameter of inner cylinder, and inner diameter of outer cylinder, and inner diameter of outer cylinder, inner diameter of outer cylinder. Okay. Okay, is that okay, Nilesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means delta will give you the amount of diameter that the inner surface of outer cylinder that is to be lesser than outer surface of outer diameter of inner cylinder. That's all. It will give you that interference. Okay. It is
Okay.
the difference in diameters between outer diameter of inner cylinder and inner diameter of outer cylinder. Essentially, inner diameter of outer cylinder should be less than that of outer diameter of inner cylinder. Then only the outer cylinder can be heated. When it expands, it will be shrunk fit into outer diameter of inner cylinder. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir. What is capital B then, sir?
Capital B, a shrinkage allowance. No, yesterday we took, no, we solved one problem. A shrinkage allowance.
So how do we define it, sir? Like,
That is the allowance that is to be given for shrink fit. So the delta is the amount of interference that we are going to find out. B is the shrinkage allowance that is for it to shrink, how much it can get shrunk. It can get shrunk by so and so 0.08 mm or whatever it is. It cannot shrink beyond that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so with this, we'll come to the end of the chapter on cylinders also. That is, in total, module 1 is totally completed. Okay, so we'll see. So I think all the modules we have completed thoroughly. Okay, so we'll see what to do next. You have test now from tomorrow onwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so probably Monday onwards, we'll see what to do. Okay. So